How's it going, everyone? This is Cheetahman91, and this is part 8 of my Blu-ray collection. So, let's just get started. First off, here we have from 1981, this is Nighthawks. This is like a, what are those? This is an action thriller. Basically, it's about these two cops who are part of, assigned to, like, this terrorist organization to, well, take out this terrorist who's running amok in New York City. Yeah, as far as, like, this is one of those, like, like one of those cop films, like, I don't know, like a Dirty Harry, French Connection sort of deal. Like, it feels very, like it was made in the 80s, but I don't know, like, it felt like a product of the 70s, because, has a very gritty feel to it, which, like, a lot of 70s films do. Yeah, I don't know, I thought this one was good. Like, it had some good performances, like, Rutger Hauer was, like, the main villain. I hope I pronounced his name right. And he was, like, probably the highlight, in my opinion. But, you have the two cops played by Stallone and, Billy D. Williams. Yeah, something. He did films other than Star Wars, believe it or not. Yeah, they were pretty good, too. Yeah, I like this film, but it felt like something was missing. I don't know, man. Like, it felt undercooked. Like, the characters weren't really all that well developed, in my opinion, and just, like, it had some great parts, like the action scenes and whatnot, but I don't know, just, I've seen better cop films, but who knows. I actually got this one pretty recently too. Very recent watch. But yeah, I liked it. But I don't know. This seems like something I might like more on a second watch. And moving along from 1982, we have The Verdict. This is a courtroom drama. This stars Paul Newman as, well, obviously you can tell by the case. Basically, he plays an alcoholic lawyer who basically just takes these easy cases, like this out of court settlements, stuff where he can earn, easy money. He doesn't actually put in any hard work or anything. Like, he just doesn't, like, he used to be, I think he used to be a good lawyer at some point, but, he just decided to stop giving a shit. I think he had, like, a case go against him. Well, in this movie, he ends up taking a malpractice case, and he realizes, I'm not going to take the money. I'm just going to, actually start giving a shit again. And that's sort of what the movie's about. Yeah, this is a pretty well done drama. I mean, Newman's very good in it, but I don't know. Like, as far as, like, courtroom dramas go, like, it's good, but not great. Like, it's not as good as something like, say, like, 12 Angry Men, or, like, To Kill a Mockingbird, or Anatomy of a Murder, top shelf stuff like that. But overall, it's a well made, courtroom drama, in my opinion. And moving along from 1984, we have Streets of Fire. This is a interesting film. This is by Walter Hill, who did that did a lot of cult films. And believe me, this is definitely a cult film. Basically, this is about this dude who has to, like, rescue his ex-girlfriend from a bunch of gangsters or whatever. Well, not like the gangsters you're thinking of, but, like, I think they're, like, gang members. I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, she's like a singer for like some rock group, and that's really a big part of this movie is like the rock music, like quite a bit of music in it. Yeah, mostly at the beginning and the end, like a little concert or whatever. Yeah, as far as this film, it's pretty interesting because it feels like a sort of a cross between like the 80s and the 50s. Like, I don't know, just like the way they all dress, like the sets and stuff, just, I don't know, just screams like the 1950s. But the music is definitely very 80s sounding. I don't know, this is like a really weird film. I think Willem Dafoe plays the main villain, and he's great, but you'd expect that. I think Rick, how do you pronounce his name? Moranis. Shit, you don't know who I'm talking about. He's in this movie as well. Yeah, overall, this one's good, but I can see why it's a cult film. Like, I don't know, like, I didn't enjoy it as much as I could have. Another film like Nighthawks that felt pretty undercooked in my opinion. Could have been a little bit longer, but I know this movie has its fans, so you know what, I'm not gonna like trash on it too much, because I did like it, but, I just kind of wish I'd liked it more. And moving on to 1985, we have George Romero's Day of the Dead, the third film in this series. Anyways, this film basically takes place, like, right at the beginning of a zombie apocalypse, and you have, like, these people at this military base, like, basically, like, trying to survive, and you also have a scientist who's, like, trying to, like, research the zombies to see if he can make them, like, intelligent or not. That's sort of what this film's all about. Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, this is a pretty interesting film because there's actually a zombie that, like, shoots people. God, what's that zombie's? I don't remember what the zombie's name is, but yeah, pretty bizarre. Yeah, a lot of gore in this movie too. Like way more gore than in Dawn of the Dead. Like the big zombie, like when the zombies start like killing all the people, just like limbs are getting ripped off. It's just yeah. If you don't have the stomach for it, I wouldn't recommend this. But I don't know. I really enjoyed this movie. Like it's not as good as Dawn of the Dead in my opinion, but I would definitely say it's better than Night of the Living Dead. But just like I said, it's a gore fest, so that may turn a lot of people off. But if you can stomach that, that's what we're checking out for zombie fans. And here we have another one from '85. This is Runaway Train. This is a actually based. This movie's actually was originally supposed to be based off of screenplay for a movie that was supposed to be directed by Akira Kurosawa back in the 1960s. It would have been his first English language film, but that never happened. But I guess somebody got the rights to it, so I gotta scratch my leg. But anyways, I guess Canon got the rights to it and just yeah, made their own movie. Yeah, this is a Canon film, believe it or not. But yeah, it's not your typical Canon film. It's not like cheesy 80s schlock. Like this is actually really well made. Basically, it's about these prisoners. You got John Voight and Eric Roberts escape from the prison, and they get stuck on this train. And well, it's a runaway train. That's sort of what it's all about. Them just trying to like figure out how to get off. And of course, you also have the police trying to figure out where they're at. Very well. This is a great film. It's not the best train film I have. Like I would say that Unstoppable is probably my favorite train movie. Don't have that one on Blu-ray, but this one's like pretty good in my opinion. I actually watched this one a few weeks ago. Like great performances, especially from John Voight and Eric. I think Roberts was actually nominated for best supporting actor, and Voight, probably should have been too. Like he was like amazing, excellent in this film. But yeah, like I said, really well made stuff. If you like train movies, this one's worth checking out. Right, moving on. I guess I think is this from '85 as well? Let me look. Wait, this is from '84. Oh, am I doing this wrong? Oh well. And I guess we're going to 1984. I got these dates mixed up. Damn it. This is The Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, this is a pretty interesting film because the soundtrack for these releases varies due to like rights issues. But this version by Shout Factory has like the majority of the original music, so that's why I got it. Because I could have gotten like the Blu-ray by MGM for a lot cheaper, but it wouldn't have had all the original music. Anyways, this movie is basically just Night of the Living Dead, but way better. Yeah, it's way it's got more comedy in it. Yeah, better zombie, better zombies, like actually like somewhat intelligent zombies. I mean, they talk and stuff. If I'm not mistaken, this is also the first zombie movies with zombies explicitly eat brains. Yeah, there's a lot of punk rock music as well. And a lot of the characters are like into like punk rock and shit. So yeah, just really well made. Just focuses more on the comedy, which I think works in my opinion. Really just sets it apart from Night of the Living Dead, which in my opinion is just a good but extremely straightforward zombie movie. Yeah, this one's like well worth checking out if you're into like zombie films. One of the better ones in my opinion. I think this one's better than Day of the Dead. Honestly, in my opinion, on par with the original Dawn of the Dead. So yeah, just check it out if you haven't. And next up, let me just check the date for this one. Oh, here we have one actually from '85. This is To Live and Die in L.A. This is a God, what is this movie about? I think this is about a cop who's after a drug dealer. I don't remember. I haven't seen this film in a while. Like the only thing I remember is that it's good but not great. Oh yeah, it's got the guy from CSI in it, William Peterson. Yeah, and the case isn't in great shape. It was like that when it got off of eBay though, so it is what it is. Like I said, this seemed to be like a well-made film, but I don't know. I need to watch it again. I don't know. I feel like I like it better on a second watch. But like I said, when I first watched it, like I was good. Thought it was good, but I was a little underwhelmed by it. I guess we'll just get that out of the way. And here we go. Here we have a sequel. Like several videos ago, we actually looked at the Hustler. Well, here we have the sequel, The Color of Money. Basically, this film. Fast Eddie is back. He owns a bar, but he ends up finding Tom Cruise's character and ends up taking him under his wing. And that's sort of the plot. That's sort of the plot of this movie. Like as far as this one goes, this is a pretty well-made film. Like all these films are well made, but this is a Scorsese movie too. But honestly, as far as like his filmography goes, I would put this one like as one of his weaker films in my weaker films in my opinion. Sorry. Like, it's still good, but I don't know. It just doesn't have, like, the hard-hitting impact that something like The Hustler has. But like I said, if you're a fan of, like, pool films and Scorsese, you know, you should check it out eventually. Oh, yeah, the editing in this movie's really good. Like the pool shots. I think, like, and plus, Cruise actually takes, like, most of the shots in this movie, his pool shots in this movie. I think Newman does, too. So, yeah, props to them for that. And moving on, I think this is what, this is from 87, ain't it? Yep. From 1987, we have another Walter Hill movie. This is Extreme Prejudice. This is basically about a Texas Ranger here, Nick Nolte. You know, well, played by Nick Nolte, who ends up, finds out that there was a robbery at a bank. You know, tries to figure out what's the matter with it, and then he ends up finding out like there's a lot of like involving a lot of like gang stuff. So ends up like recruiting like a team of like Navy military people who are supposedly dead, and they go down to Mexico and end up like killing like the drug lord or whatever. He was like used to be his like friend. As far as like this is a pretty good neo-western in my opinion. You know, it's a little slow getting started. You know, they don't like team up until the movie's halfway over. What if it's just Nolte's character trying to figure out what the hell's going on? But I don't know. Like, I really enjoyed this one. Like, I know it's not like a super well-known film, but yeah, if you like neo-westerns, you know, action movies, I think this one's worth checking out. It's got some good shootouts, which helps. Oh, here we go. Here's one of my favorites. You know, 1987's RoboCop. Yeah, not much to say about this one other than just, yeah, watch it. I mean, what is there to say about this film? I mean, the action's great, you know, some great performances, you know, fucking Clarence is just, he's probably one of the best characters in the movie, in my opinion. He's just, that guy's a fucking nut, dude. But yeah, all the characters are great, you know, the action's great comedy, you know. The satire is pretty good as well. Well, the satire's great too, obviously, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. If y'all haven't seen this movie, just watch it, please. And I love this Arrow video version because it's like a better transfer compared to the version that I saw, and it looks so much better, man. Like, this movie's got to be seen in pristine condition. Like, it deserves it. It's fucking RoboCop. One of the best movies of the 80s, in my opinion. One of the best sci-fi movies, in my opinion. Really just one of my favorite movies, in my opinion. I definitely put it in my top 20. And obviously, this is the director's cut, so you get, like, more gore and shit. But that's the version that you usually have on Blu-ray and DVD anyway. So yeah, let's just move on. Enough talking about how great that movie is. And here we have one more sci-fi. This is another one from 87, if I'm not mistaken. This is The Hidden. Yeah, this is basically, you got this FBI agent who's after this this alien who basically takes over just dead bodies. But what he does is he takes over the dead bodies, but he can only live in it for a certain amount, like, you know, inhabit it for a certain period of time before he has to find another one. So yeah, it's sort of like The Thing, sort of. The only difference is it doesn't like morph into that person. It just takes over the body. So yeah, very similar in a lot of ways. This is a pretty well made film. Oh, I don't know why I keep saying well made, but whatever. Like I said, you know, there's a lot of good action scenes. You know, just there's also some twists and whatnot, and just yeah, pretty well made. Oh yeah, they're comparing it to Body Snatchers. Yeah, it definitely feels like Body Snatchers. And once the guy that takes over the alien, you know, the alien itself is pretty entertaining because, like, a lot of the characters you play that takes over just, like, really over the top and stuff. You just gotta see it. I mean, I would definitely call this a hidden gem. This is one I hadn't heard of until pretty recently, and I'm glad I gave it a shot. Glad I checked it out, you know, very good. And last but not least, here's my other anime film. This is from, what year is this from? Oh, it doesn't, I think it's from 88 or 89. I think it's 88. Yeah, good old Akira, another one of my favorite animated movies. Yeah, this is another one you just gotta watch. I mean, unlike Lupin, you know, the animation's just it's so much better. But yeah, if you've ever seen this movie, it's basically takes place in the future. And you got this Tetsuo, that's I think Kaneda right there, and basically his friend Tetsuo is in a crash, and these scientists or whatever like experiment on him, and he ends up like finds out he has these weird powers, you know, Kaneda and everyone else basically has to stop him. This is an excellent film. Like I said, the animation's incredible. Like, got some great action in it, some a good story, except for the end. God, that ending is so weird when they get to the Olympic Stadium. Like, that's my only real complaint about this movie. I guess I'll flip it over. It's just that damn ending. It just makes, like, what the fuck is going on with that, man? But anyways, this is an anime film, so you know there's like multiple languages, but I'll just stick with the Japanese. But yeah, like I said, if you like sci-fi, if you like animated films, even if you're not an animated anime fan, like, you gotta watch this one. Like I said, if you're a fan of sci-fi or just animated films or just 80s movies, and yeah, that's it for this video, and thank y'all for watching.